Star Wars fans demand the hunt for Ben Solo in viral stunt at Disney Studios. Yeah, this is quite a fun story actually. Some people took it upon themselves to get a small plane to fly over the Disney lot and to have a banner behind, saying, "Give us hunt for Ben Solo." Basically, this movie was pitched to Disney about a movie to do with Ben Solo, and it looks like Disney turned it down. But the actual premise of this sounds really interesting, and fans seem to have ignited their passion for Star Wars once again and gotten behind it. But it looks like this project will never see the light of day, unfortunately. Let's get into the details, let's break it down, let's see what this project is actually about, and let's see what happened with this stunt with the plane flying over the Disney lot here as well. By the way, before we go any further, of all the things in the sequel trilogy, right, I have to say, the one thing that I actually really liked was Ben Solo. I thought he was great. I thought his character was incredible. I actually think they could have done such a fantastic character arc with his story, and I just really enjoyed him. I thought he was a great character, and it would be great to see him come back. As Kylo Ren, I just thought he was a really interesting character. Okay, a galaxy worth of frustration just went airborne in the latest twist following Adam Driver's shocking revelation about his cancelled Star Wars sequel. Fans have taken matters into their own hands, literally flying a plane over Disney Studios with a banner reading, "Save the hunt for Ben Solo." Collider's Adrian Kelly was reporting live from the scene when the plane cruised overhead. So the bold stunt drew a lot of attention and plenty of camera phones from onlookers in Burbank this morning. Quote, "I really hope this banner shows the decision makers at Disney that the fans really do want this." Liana Al-Alaf, the Star Wars fan who commissioned the banner, said, "I hope this banner shows just how much the character of Ben Solo means to so many of us, and that the fans really do want this movie." Her message was aimed squarely at Bob Iger and Alan Bergman, the Disney executives who, according to Driver, shut down the project despite enthusiasm for Lucasfilm. Yeah, I mean, you've got to give it to the fans, man. Their passion and their enthusiasm to get this plane to fly over with this banner on it. I mean, that's pretty cool. It's not going to change any decisions, let's be honest about it. The executives are probably going to look at it and think a bunch of crazy fans, flying planes around and, with banners behind them. It's probably not going to change a lot of executives' minds. I mean, that's only a couple of fans. In order for it to be profitable, the movie, and to actually put it out, they would have to get hundreds of thousands of people turning up to the lot to protest about it. Then maybe they might put the movie out, but just one plane, I don't think it's going to do it, unfortunately. So earlier this week, Driver revealed to AP that he and Steven Soderbergh had quietly spent 2 years developing a Star Wars sequel titled The Hunt for Ben Solo. The film, co-written by Rebecca Blunt and Scott Z. Burns, would have followed Ben Solo's redemption after The Rise of Skywalker, a more character-driven story that Driver compared to The Empire Strikes Back. Quote, "I've always been interested in doing another Star Wars. Kathleen Kennedy had reached out. I always said, with a great director and a great story, I'd be there in a second. I loved that character and I loved playing him." Yeah, I absolutely, man, Kylo Ren was just, I don't know, in that first movie, The Force Awakens, I think he was incredible. I think he's one of the best on-screen Star Wars characters we've ever had. That may be a big thing to say, but I do think in that first Force Awakens movie of the new trilogy, I think he was really good. Obviously, the movies went downhill pretty quickly after that, but still, Kylo Ren, man, there's something about that character. Just his motivations, what drives him, his character, his story. And I would have loved to have seen more done with that character. Rather than having Rey come back, does anyone want to see a Rey movie? They're supposedly working on a Rey movie, one of the most divisive characters in the whole Star Wars fandom, and you think it's a good idea to bring back the Rey character. Why? Why would you waste time on doing that, dividing the fan base even further, making the fan base even more toxic than it's already been, when you could bring back Adam Driver, who's an Oscar caliber actor, and have him continue on as Kylo Ren? That would be the way to go. That would absolutely be the way to go, in my opinion. I know there may be some people out there who disagree. So, we have this picture here. You can see this small kind of Cessna plane. Then we've got save hashtag the hunt for Ben Solo being flown behind it, which is it's actually really kind of cool that people have actually done this. And we can see it up there, kind of a wider, zoomed out kind of picture there, which is really cool. I think they said this is in Burbank. Yeah, there we go. Save the hunt for Ben Solo. Okay, that's pretty cool. I bet there's a lot of people out there that didn't even know that the hunt for Ben Solo was a thing. There's a lot of people that still have never even heard of that film. And for good reason, I guess. But yeah, I mean, really cool stuff. So Driver said he and Soderbergh pitched the project directly to Kennedy, Carrie Beck and Dave Filoni, all of whom loved the idea, but when the concept reached Disney's top brass, things hit a wall. We presented the script to Lucasfilm, they loved the idea, they totally understood our angle and why we were doing it. We took it to Bob Iger and Alan Bergman and they said no. They didn't see how Ben Solo was alive, and that was that. So they pretty much said, nope, I don't see how Ben Solo's alive, no thanks, bye, see you later, close the door on the way out. And that was it, end of discussion, there's no more, and it looks like the project is kind of dead in the water, and that's about it. Driver didn't mince words about what fans missed out on. It was one of the coolest expletive scripts I've ever been a part of. As for Soderbergh, his response was peak Soderbergh. I really enjoyed making the movie in my head. I'm just sorry the fans won't get to see it. Disney and Lucasfilm have declined to comment. For many long-time Star Wars fans, the news of a cancelled project feels like deja vu. Another ambitious idea lost to corporate hesitation. According to Driver, The Hunt for Ben Solo wasn't meant to be a blockbuster full of lightsaber duels, but a smaller, more personal exploration of redemption and identity. We wanted to be judicial about how to spend money and how to do it for less than most, but in the same spirit of what those movies are, which is handmade and character-driven, Driver said. Empire Strike Back, in my opinion, is the standard of what those movies are, and Soderbergh lives his code, lives his ethics, doesn't compromise. Stay tuned for more on The Hunt for Ben Solo. So, I mean, with this going on, I mean, could it pick up traction? Will it get people signing online petitions? You know, is it going to rally the fan base in Star Wars? It could potentially get big. Whether it's going to get as big as the campaign for the Snyderverse to be released, you remember that. There was like online petitions, there was billboards being put up. People were driving around with vans, with signs with Restore the Snyderverse. I don't know if this story is going to get to that point, if there's going to be that many people vying for this film. But I mean, as the story gets more popular, and as it becomes known about this movie, The Hunt for Ben Solo, it could pick up steam, it could pick up traction, and you never know, we'll have to keep our eyes on it. But for me personally, this is something I'd be interested in seeing. Kylo Ren kind of continuing on in a solo story, no pun intended. But yeah, I like the character and I'd be interested. And like I said, much better than a Rey story. Who wants to see a Rey Skywalker story? Nobody wants that, nobody. I don't hear one person ever saying, oh man, I wish we had Rey back, let's make more Rey movies. Like, no, that's ridiculous. But anyway, so there we are, guys. So what do you think about this? Is this something you'd be interested in seeing? Do you think they should bring back Ben Solo? I would just love to see it, and I would love to know what you guys think about this kind of crazy stunt with this plane and kind of the banner. It's not going to change much, but I think it's just a marketing stunt just to get the story out there, to make more people aware of what's going on with this potential movie. So jump into the comment section, leave your thoughts, your comments, your theories, your opinions, and what you think about what's going on here. And with all that down, guys, make sure you hit the like button before you leave. Consider becoming a subscriber as always to help support the content and the channel. But most importantly, hit that notification button so you don't miss out on any future updates that are coming to the channel in the near future. You don't want to miss any of that exciting content. And with that down, I will see you in the next video.